Sports Plus Life. Post game show. We're back. Everybody wanna get in the game. Big scan, 100-yard touchdown, still throwing that flame. It's the most special time of the year. Get the chips and the dip with a buzz, and you hearing them cheers. It's your boy Brave Vaughn repping Mile High Magic. With Sean and Keith, hit it with the Philadelphia Savage. Eagles and they doing their thing. Battle back, picture that, full attack when defending that ring. And we still got that title drive. Hey, Boogie going hard in the paint for that 305. Debate and conversate, all worth it. All to the good when the Cowboys lose, you know it's perfect. From week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl. Buckle up, Sports Plus Life post-game show. Week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl. Buckle up, Sports Plus Life post-game show. Get it? Sports Plus Life, Sports Plus Life, Sports Plus Life post-game show. Sports Plus Life, Sports Plus Life, Sports Plus Life post-game show. Hi. Hey, you guys, how y'all doing? It's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. I know I'm a day late. I'll explain that in a bit, but it's Sports Plus Life post game show. How's everybody doing? Still trying to get that voice right, but you know what? Like I say in the song, we here. It's the post game show. I hope everybody is having a wonderful snow day, a wonderful snowed in day, because that's what I am. The beauty of being a bus driver, both jobs are closed, and I'm definitely not gonna complain. But yes, yesterday I was definitely supposed to. There were a lot of people out there. There was a lot of people out there telling me that I was afraid to come on live and take my lumps as a man. A lot of Patriot fans was out there talking that rah-rah. A lot of people out there were saying, oh, of all the days that he doesn't do a post-game show, don't miss one post-game show, it's because of the end result to the Broncos and Patriots. Well, let me first say this. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. What up, homie? I'm doing good. I'm doing good today, you know. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. The reason why I was not live yesterday had absolutely nothing to do with football. I had some real life stuff going on around the same time. Yesterday was also my daughter's birthday. If you guys see I still have the decorations up in the background. So I had a lot of stuff going on. Was I hurt by the loss? Absolutely. Hey, Boogie, what it do, my boy?
What's going on, big man? Well, you sound like you smoke a pack a day. What happened?
Bruh. Do you know how irritated with that I am?
My man sounds like a pack a day.
You know how irritated I am with that, bruh? I
Man,
smoke
that's
black
funny.
and milds. I smoked blacks for 20 years. I haven't smoked in 3 years. And during the 20 years that I smoked blacks, I never lost my voice like this. This is about the third time since I started going live that I've lost my voice. And that never happened when I was smoking.
Man,
Like,
you
dang,
sound like you about to tell me my carburetor need to get replaced. That's what it
hey, shut the fuck up.
is.
Hey, you dumb as a bitch for that one, bro.
Carburetor
With the
needs to be
cigarette
replaced,
hanging out the side of my mouth.
your brakes
All
gotta
right,
get
look,
worn
boy,
down.
that's what you need to do. First of all, your carburetor is messed up. Your carburetor is messed up, and then you also need an alignment.
All right, come say hi. Come say hi and then go back to watching your show. She wanna say hi so bad.
Hey, niece.
He said hello. You say hi,
Hey,
Uncle Brandon.
niece. What it do? What it do?
I just got off, so she want to be all up underneath me. Go watch your show, okay? Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch your show. Okay, I'll feed you in a little bit. She always hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So thank God I go to the doctor next Friday so I can get this stuff straightened out. And because my voice ain't been right since right before Thanksgiving. But thank God I have a medical appointment. I don't want to sound like Cigarette Sally in this bitch. I really don't. This nigga Aaron just told me I sound like I'm supposed to be telling him his carburetor need to be fixed. That's a good one.
First
That
name
is a good one.
Leroy. First name
Yeah,
Leroy.
with the Leroy name tag on me, like this, and that's sad because I'm a fucking singer. Sounding like I'm sounding like I'm one step away from having the shit glued to my throat, talking. Like that shit is lame.
That's funny, man.
But how you doing, my brother?
It's another beautiful day, man. I can't complain. It was a
So you
chill
actually had to
weekend.
go to work.
Yeah, ain't no days off for men like me.
First of all, don't do that. What the hell does that supposed to mean? Man, like, cause I had a day off from both jobs and I got one tomorrow.
I wish I could have one, my boys. I'm on 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends. So
I told you, boy, get that CDL, get on this bus.
yeah, some gonna have to change at some point. But
Get on this bus, my boy. Trying to tell you, working for the county is the best decision I ever made. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thank God every day, and I'm not even joking. I do. But again, my apologies for not being here at 9 o'clock. God, I sound horrible. Hold on.
that water ain't finna do a damn thing. That
Yo,
water ain't finna
Stephanie,
do a damn thing.
Stephanie, yo, Stephanie. I made some homemade chicken noodles, chicken soup in the stew last week. Still ain't do nothing. Now, see, Stephanie. Okay, let me tell you something about this.
You
This
sound like a men's warehouse
let me tell
commercial.
you something about this wonderful woman, Stephanie Pooler. She's first of all, she's awesome. She's amazing. She is. Um, her daughter goes to the daycare I work at, Skip with, and
Mm.
her family are Patriots fans. So I don't see the school age kids anymore like I used to. So I put a note in her daughter's locker saying, "I know you're Patriot fans. It's on. Y'all going down." I got a picture of this note, text message to me. So I'm like, "Yeah, you feeling?" She said, "You feeling confident?" Of course, I got no choice. So, you know, yesterday it happened. We lost.
Mm.
The Denver Broncos lost the AFC Championship game to the New England Patriots 10-7. The New England Patriots are headed back to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 2018 season. Mike Vrabel, Drake May are the representatives at coach and quarterback as opposed to Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. As a Broncos fan, I am fucking sick about this. I'm even more sicker than my voice sounds. And I'm supposed to be in a play in less than 2 weeks. Can you believe that? So, damn, hey Boogie, we was just on the phone. Did I sound that bad on the phone?
I was starting to get a little worried about you. I ain't gonna hold you because you was yeah, you sound a little rough. I was getting worried. I was like, yeah, all right, you good? But I was like, nah, it must just be like maybe you had something hot to eat.
I'm about to hang up on your
My
ass.
brother, my brother, you sound like you talking from your diaphragm, my boy.
Lord have mercy. I feel like if I talk like this, where I sound a little less, cigarette, I feel like you can't really hear me like that. But as soon as I enunciate, everything just goes raspy. That's why I said after the Super Bowl, I'm taking 2 weeks to myself because by then I will have proper medicine to get my voice back. I might as well just wait till next Friday. No need to speed up the process.
True, true.
Um,
Get the rest. Get the rest.
but the Patriots won a defensive game where a
Yep.
blizzard came to fruition in the second half of the game. What did you take away from this football game? Before I know I'm the Bronco fan, but what did you take away from the game?
If you weren't invested in the game, you'd be incredibly bored. But I love defense. So watching these two teams, incredible great defenses on both sides. One team, as I'm sure you're about to talk about, could have been a little bit more aggressive in terms of the offense, but a phenomenal defensive game where I think a lot of people were expecting a much higher score. I know I was. I was expecting a much, much higher score than what we saw, but we saw two defenses really show up yesterday. And yeah, I'll put it that way.
I wasn't expecting a higher score. I wasn't expecting 10-7. I was expecting something like 16-13, or
Hmm.
17-14. But when the blizzard hit, I was so angry because the Denver Broncos, let me put it this way. No, I'm gonna flat out say it. The Denver Broncos are better than the New England Patriots. And I'm not gonna say, well, if Bo Nix had a play, I'm not gonna do that because we knew he wasn't gonna play. Sean Payton, our great coach, it made the mistake that too many coaches make, particularly in this era of football, and that is passing on points. And in a game where you know you have a backup quarterback, in a game where you know that both defenses are going to probably have their top notch stuff going, and in a game where you know there's a possibility of a blizzard, points are at a premium. And I know what Sean Payton said about I figured the way our defense was playing, I wanted to take a shot at going up 14-0 as opposed to 7-0. That shouldn't matter. Two possessions is two possessions
True.
because 10 points, one if Denver kicks the field goal, it's 10-0 Denver. 10 points won the game. And I truly believe, we'll never know, it's just my opinion, my belief, that if we take the points in that situation, being the way that our defense was playing, um, I believe we win that game. Even if it's 10-0, even if it's 10-3, even if it's 10-7, I believe we win that game. And Sean Payton has to live with that until next season. And if he never gets back to another Super Bowl, he'll have to live with that for the rest of his career
I think
because
that'll be the big problem.
it was there. It was
Yeah.
there.
I I'll be honest with you, that's kind of the problem with high level games like this. It's tiny decisions, it's really small decisions that honestly make up whether or not. And we were talking about it before we hopped on. The receivers dropping balls didn't help,
It
right?
didn't
There
help.
it didn't help. So there's a lot of those things where it's like those small decisions, those small misses, those small plays really cascade into a bigger issue. And we all said it in the group chat. Should have been more aggressive in the first half. Probably would have leaned to a better advantage going into the second half. But yeah,
But see, why you say you should have been more aggressive? To me, the problem was he was aggressive in the wrong moment. He was trying to be too aggressive when he should have just took 3 points and made it a two possession game. That was literally when I went to ESPN.com on my phone, the first story that popped up. Why didn't Sean Payton take the points on fourth down?
it's the same reason Dan Campbell wasn't taking the points. It's the
Wait,
same
Sean,
reason Dan.
Sean Payton ain't Dan Campbell. See, that's a way of life for Dan Campbell. Sean Payton, unfortunately, at times does it when he feels like the other team can't do nothing because our defense is too great. And yes, our defense was great. We stopped them after they stopped us on fourth down. They punt the ball, and what happens the next possession? Jared Stidham fumbles. The Patriots recover deep in our territory. 2 plays later, they score a touchdown on a Drake May draw play. The game has turned. The game has turned.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't go back now.
No, we can't go back. I'll be ready for next season. People text me and hit me up saying, you included, saying that we played like champs, and my uncle hit me up saying that we should be the favorite to win the division, the AFC West, because he's a Raiders fan, and we should be favored. My hope, I'm gonna go glass half full now. My hope is that we will have this chip on our shoulder for the entirety of next season, and we will ride that momentum, being in the same, hopefully being in the same game next year at the same time, with a different result. So we really should have, because I know that the players have to be sick,
Oh yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
you know if we had a loss by 30 points, fine, but to be in that game and to know you are the superior team, and to lose it, no. So, but shout out to the New England Patriots. They're back. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you have to be sick to your stomach. If you're a Miami Dolphin fan, you have to be sick to your stomach. The first year the Patriots climbed back to relevancy, they're back in the Super Bowl. No Belichick, no Brady. Y'all have to be sick to y'all stomach.
Yep. I'm disgusted. And to on top of that, to watch our team have to go through another rebuilding season and all that, it's not ideal. But shout out to the Patriots. Shout out to Drake May. I am excited to see what someone. I think he's the second youngest quarterback to go to a Super Bowl at
Marino.
this point. At this point in history, after our guy Marino. So I'm excited to see how he handles that level of pressure. But something tells me, um, with Mike at his side, hey, chill out. That I think he's got the right amount of coaching and the right amount of experience around him to keep his mind in a good place. I know Cam kind of breaks it down between game changers and game managers. I would probably tell you, in some cases, nothing wrong with being a game manager. Sometimes the best thing you could do as a quarterback is to play your best part of football and get out of the way for the rest of everybody else to make plays. So let's see what he does in a couple weeks on the big stage.
And speaking of a couple of weeks, the New England Patriots will be playing the Seattle Seahawks, making a return to the Super Bowl in a game that was a great game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I told you that I had real life stuff going on. It was London's birthday. I had the game on, but I wasn't
When
like
it's
I
the big
wasn't.
1-0,
Huh?
I said when it's a big 1-0, you can't pay attention to the game all the way. So I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
was engaged, but I was not as engaged in this game as I was with Denver, partly because we lost. I believe if we had won, I'd have been saying, okay, I want to see who we playing. But it was a great game. Both quarterbacks showed up. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Los Angeles Rams 31-27. If it's one thing that you're noticing that I have not done in this post game show, I have not shown any highlights,
Hmm.
because with everything I had going on, I don't have it. I had one highlight. That was when the Broncos scored their opening touchdown. But once the game got past halftime is when the kids came back over and we're doing the birthday celebrating. So I'm doing that and watching that and doing all that stuff. So by the time the Seahawks game came on, I didn't do any highlights. But let me give you the numbers. Matthew Stafford, 22 for 35, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Puka Nakua, 9 catches, a buck 65, a touchdown. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 89 yards, a touchdown. On the other side, Sam Darnold, and people are gonna have to. People owe him an apology, myself included, at least for now.
Myself included.
25 for 36, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 catches, buck 53, 1 touchdown. Cooper Cup against his former team, 4 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. I said before the season started, and I saw free agents like Cooper Cup, and I saw people like Demarcus Lawrence going to Seattle, and I said, why? I said, why are you going? I said, what championship are you winning
About to
with
win.
Sam Darnold as your damn quarterback?
Come on
Why?
now. Now, to our defense, We had all of the evidence needed to make a statement like that. All of the evidence to make a statement like that. And I feel like the Seahawks are in a very odd situation because I'll say our Super Bowl predictions for next week or verbalize them. We've already talked about it offline, but they're in a very precarious situation going into the next season with Sam because this is the first season in his career where he's shown up, and he's shown up in such a way now where because of his influence on the team, now you're going to a championship game. But this isn't who he was in Minnesota. So you're in a very
No,
weird
that's not
place.
who he was in Minnesota in the playoffs. Remember, they were 14-3 last year too.
Yeah,
But the
again.
playoffs,
But you know how I felt about the Vikings in the
I know,
playoffs.
I
It
know.
was a yeah. No, they slid in there. But anyways, yeah. No, they're in an odd place when it comes to him going into next season.
Um, I'm gonna push back on that comment. I don't think they're in a odd place with his contract at all because they just signed him to a 3-year deal. Um, Now Sam Darnold could do what some players would do and demand an extension, especially if they win the Super Bowl and want to be paid with the top tier quarterbacks. And here's the funny part about it: Sam Darnold, who was the butt of a lot of the jokes as far as that 2018 quarterback draft class, which included Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. He's the first to appear in a Super Bowl. And now he could demand that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen money, but if he's smart and he want to keep that Seattle train running, he won't fuck with his contract until 2020 until 2027. If he's smart, now he don't have to, especially if they win. Especially if they win, he don't have to. This is the way that I would take it if I were him. Okay, now as the show is going along, now my voice is starting to sound better. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, you good.
Um,
Let me jump in there real fast.
okay, yeah, go ahead, go ahead, cook.
Here's what I'm telling him if I'm his agent. Boy, demand more money. Demand more money now. Demand more money now because you have zero guarantee of this same level of performance in 2026. You just you just don't. You just don't. And so it's like, hey, go ahead and get that bread now because you can mess around. Sure, you won them a Super Bowl, but that doesn't mean they're going to pay you more money in 2027 at all. And then on top of that, if you're getting a better draft class going into 2027, which I think a lot of folks are expecting,
Wait a
do
minute, are you
you,
talking about a better quarterback draft class?
yeah, quarterback draft class. If you're expecting a better quarterback draft class in 2027, do you want your backup sitting underneath a Sam Darnold?
Well, let's just put it this way. No matter what the quarterback draft class looks like, let's say the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, which I think they will. Spoiler alert for me. Um,
Hypothetically.
let's just say hypothetically they win the Super Bowl, and let's just say next year they make the playoffs. If it is a hot draft class in 2027, Seahawks ain't gonna be there to draft nobody. And then on top of that, why would you? Sam Darnold's not old. He's 28 years old, 29 years old. Why would you? And then you can rest on the fact that, well, we did just win the Super Bowl. Now a lot of now the greedy great organizations don't do that, but you can say, well, we did win Super Bowl 60.
Here's my response to that, right? And it was so funny. I was talking to my brother-in-law about this a couple weeks back. There was a point where the Seahawks were one of the most dominant football teams in football for several years.
10 years
Back
ago.
10 years ago. So why would I come in and I'm going to give people and I said this before, the most dangerous thing you could do to a fan base and to people period is to give them hope and then take it away the following year. It doesn't work that way. If
Oh,
you
this
win
is
in
one.
this,
Go ahead.
it's nasty business. So if I give you a Super Bowl in 25, I'm expecting a Super Bowl in 26. If I give you a Super Bowl in 26, I'm expecting a Super Bowl in 27. This is how it is. For There is no fan base and there is no front office that is not expecting back-to-back moves, especially if we're not making, excuse me, if we're keeping our top talent, nothing has changed from season to season. I can understand a more difficult division because of the Rams, but if you win a Super Bowl and you've changed none of your talent, there shouldn't be any reason you aren't going back to the Super Bowl.
Well, this is what I love about what you just said because now we're debating. Now we're debating, and now we're gonna hop back into that time machine and go back to 12 years ago when they won their last Super Bowl. And you said they were once one of the most dominant teams. Do you know why that is?
Their defense was off the charts.
Not even that, bro. That's a big part, but that's not the main reason.
I know you're not about to say Pete Carroll.
No, the main
Okay.
reason is that when they won their Super Bowl 12 years ago, Russell Wilson was in his second year and on his rookie contract. So all of those dominant defensive players you were able to pay because you had Russell Wilson, who was a third round draft pick on a rookie deal.
Hmm.
You could all of the skill position players, all of the defensive players, you could pay them, you could compensate them because the quarterback is not taking up 50% of your salary cap. As soon as Russell Wilson got his deal and became one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, you barely saw Seattle winning any more playoff games. The Legion of Boom was over. A lot of the dominant defensive players. Seattle went from a defensive team to an offensive team. It was about let Russ cook. And that was after he got his bag, which he deserved, by the way. He
Yes.
deserved it because in his first 3 years, playoffs, Super Bowl championship, Super Bowl appearance. That's all on a rookie contract. But once he got his money, everything changed because you couldn't afford to pay everybody else. Okay, so
Every,
you have Sam Darnold on not what is affect a rookie contract, but a team friendly contract. And if you win the
hmm
Super Bowl and you want to be able to keep that level of talent, and you would try to convince Sam Darnold to say, yo, let's at least play this contract out and see what's up in 2027. And if we've won another Super Bowl, fuck it. Okay, then let's go max dollars, but let's go all in. You like you said, if you win a Super Bowl in 2025, you expecting to win one in 2026, so on and so forth. But if you can't pay the people that you need to pay, unless you hit on all your draft picks, like the Los Angeles Rams always do, unless you do that, you can make it very difficult. Because for one, he's not the only person that's going to want his money if they win the Super Bowl. We
That's
know
very
how this
true.
goes.
Yep.
Players get overpaid all the time when they come from the team that wins the Super Bowl. Milton Williams was with the Eagles last year, cashes in after they win the Super Bowl on $100 million contract with New England.
Hmm.
Oddly enough, back in the Super Bowl. Makai Becton, Makai Becton, Holland Springs home, baby, cashes in with a contract. He was seen as a bust when he was drafted by the Jets. Eagles resurrect his career. You're a Super Bowl champion. Now you're a high paid offensive lineman for the Los Angeles Chargers. It doesn't just stop with the quarterback. We know how this goes. So if the Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl, and this could go either way with Sam Darnold, especially if he's the reason they win. You know, if he
Man,
puts up,
this was tough, man. It's tough because a part of me is like, okay, cool. There's that conversation between finishing with greatness or getting to your money. And I would always say, as an older person now, watching how the league has treated many hundreds of players, I would always tell a player, go get your money. Like that greatness, that Super Bowl stuff. Yes,
in a
it's
sport like
important.
football, absolutely, I don't disagree with you.
So it's one of those things where I'm looking at Sam like, hey, big homie, they could pay everybody else, and everybody is going to, especially the receivers, they're going to request and you got to pay defense. There's no way around it. Their defense has been top tier. It's one of those things where do you risk it? Do you really risk it? Do you risk not getting paid the money you want to get paid just to go back, potentially go back to the playoffs again. I won't even say back-to-back Super Bowls, even though that would be the expectation for me in 26 and 27. Do you risk greatness for money? And if you're asking me as a 35-year-old father, go get that bread every single time. Go get that money every single time.
You do realize he's making over $30 million a year, right?
In the league, I'm not gonna say white quarterbacks, but when it comes to quarterbacks, period, how many Super Bowl level quarterbacks are making 30 million and staying happy with 30 million? We watched
Zip,
I don't think he was
zip.
making I don't think he was making 30 million at the time, but we watched um why is his name Patrick Mahomes be underpaid for several seasons just to make sure they could continue to be successful, and then finally he was like, all right, cool, let me get this bread.
Nah, they gave him a $500 million contract after the first Super Bowl win.
Oh, well, was it right after his first win?
Right after. hmm Right after. They gave him like a 12-year, like $500 million contract,
Yeah, those are good
which
contracts
which
for a
in which in
quarterback.
retrospect is actually a friendly deal because of the years.
Yeah, no, 12 years is wild.
But no, he was
Yeah.
paid
So
because he was still. But again, he was still on his rookie deal. Patrick Mahomes drafted in 2017. They won their first Super Bowl in 2019. Patrick Mahomes was still on his rookie deal. As soon as they won the Super Bowl, they gave him his contract because if they wanted to wait, he would have wanted more money.
so why not do the same for Sam? Sam, get your bread, and if y'all go back, y'all go back. But at worst, y'all make the playoffs. At worst.
No, I don't think that's this making the playoffs. I don't think with the way Seattle football has been over the last since Russell Wilson, and the fact that they've won a Super Bowl, they've been to another Super Bowl. This is now their third Super Bowl in the last 12 years. I think the expectation of Seattle Seahawks football now is championships, especially if they win again. This would be their second Super Bowl trophy. I think their expectation now, as it should be, is championships now. I didn't believe it because I didn't believe in Sam Darnold. I ain't gonna front,
You gonna do
but
that?
I'm sorry. My bad.
It is what it is. Like sometimes you get proven wrong. We didn't believe in him.
And this also goes to that notion of, I mean, Sam Darnold is about to become the poster boy of, not giving up on a quarterback just because he doesn't work at the team that drafted him or the second team or the third team.
My boy Tua at home getting so inspired right
He said, man, fuck Miami. Send me somewhere else. I will do better. I promise
now.
you.
Probably. I mean, you know what? Like I said, I like him as a person, so that would be nice if we could get a decent trade for him, but it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. But no,
So yeah,
I
it's
would say
it's
then go ahead and get paid. If the expectation is we're gonna go back anyways, then pay him.
that's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's
And,
gonna
and
be interesting whether they even. I mean, win, lose, or draw. He's in the Super Bowl.
yeah,
So his dollar amount, he could demand his dollar amount go up regardless because they're in the Super Bowl.
yeah.
You know,
And I mean, I don't think he has to go from like 30 to like 250 million. He could easily take a smaller increase over the course of the next two seasons and get to where he wants to be by the third season. So it's not something where he immediately needs to jump five x his contract. It, I don't think that's where it needs to go. But if I was his manager, I would easily tell him yes, request more money going into the next season, or request some some sort of contract negotiation language where it's like, hey, over the next couple seasons, it's going to increase. Because I can tell you right now, after I don't see the Seahawks keeping him for the next 4 or 5 seasons. I don't think that's going to happen.
why
Yes,
not?
he's young. Yes, he's 28.
Why not?
There's going to be more quarterbacks that come out.
So
Let's just be real. There's just going to be more. And if you're not the same consistent dominant quarterback season after season after season, you don't stick. That's where the league is now. The league doesn't want just good quarterbacks who move the ball. They want dominance. They want Lamar Jackson. They want marketable Lamar Jacksons and Josh Allen's. Stop. What are you doing? Sorry. They want those guys. And unfortunately, 3 seasons from now, see, well, he's 28 now. I don't, yeah. 3 seasons from now, you're 31. You're probably still decent, but again, this is his first season actually being man, and I hate to put it this way because again, they're going into the Super Bowl. This is his first season being an actual key player, is what I'll say. Because again, I give no credit to the Vikings playoff run last season. I do not.
you just named two quarterbacks who Sam Darnold has just passed when it comes to team accomplishments. You said Lamar Jackson, you said Josh Allen. Neither one has been to a Super Bowl.
Both of their
Now
teams
that
had
and see that's
glaring.
the talk that I would play if I was Sam Darnold's agent. I would pull up that 2018 draft class. I would look at not Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield and him had pretty much the same contract, but I would look at Josh Allen and I would look at Lamar Jackson and say, "Huh, yeah, they've won MVPs, but have they been past the conference championship game? Nope." My boy has. Now that seems like I'm reversing for what I was saying because I don't think Sam Darnold should demand more money, not after this season, just to make sure that you can pay the players around me.
I
But
would
if
absolutely not tell him to do. Don't do that. Do not compare because if they start pulling up stats, young man, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Now
yeah,
you
but
may.
here's a stat that they can pull up, Aaron. Over the last 2 seasons, what quarterback has more wins than Sam Darnold over the last 2 seasons? What quarterback?
It, it's not fair because last season
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't
I hear
matter.
you. I
What
hear you.
quarterback
I hear
has
you.
more wins than Sam Darnold over the last 2 seasons? What's the quarterback's name? I'll tell you his name. None. None. And now we have to almost throw that narrative away about the playoffs, not just because he's in the Super Bowl, but did you see the way he played yesterday?
Yeah, he balled out. There's no way around it. Kid played like he was actually good, which really again calls into question his stats. His stats look weird. If I gave you Sam Darnold on a piece of paper, I didn't tell you what team he played for. I just showed you his stats. You would say, "Oh, you must play arena football."
Right. And
But
we all know that sports, not just football, sports is the ultimate what have you done for me lately job.
yeah, you're right.
Update your resume. And his updated resume is pretty impressive.
Super Bowl champion.
Doesn't have to be
It's
Super Bowl champion, but look at the quarterbacks he was drafted with. And none of them have been to where he just got to yesterday. That's pretty impressive. And one of the reasons is because you could go out and afford to get a Cooper Cup or DeMarcus Lawrence. And you've hit on your draft picks. You know? Now, let's talk about the team that just got defeated, the Los Angeles Rams. They are
mm,
more the veteran laden team where it was win now.
yeah.
So many questions. Does Matthew Stafford come back? He'll be 38 next year. Do you keep Devontae Adams, who was a good compliment to Puka Nakua? What do you do? Well, that first question. What do you think happens with Matthew Stafford?
I didn't realize he was 38. Yes. Oh man, that's a tough one.
You said you didn't realize he was 38.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was
He'll be
38.
38 next season. Stafford been in the league since like 2009.
Even yeah, it's tough. Um That's a tough one. My direct answer is yes. My immediate answer is yes. But obviously we're in the mode now where and that's the thing too, is like the way the team is structured, if you keep everything the same, you still got another shot.
You do. You do.
But it is also one of those, well, you know what, then yeah. I say forget it. I say throw caution to the wind, go balls to the wall, do the same thing next season. Why go in there and try and quote unquote rebuild and waste a bunch of time when you can be winning? Because at the end of the day, winning now is usually more important than hoping to win in the future.
And okay,
So,
in the win now mode, Devontae Adams, 33 years old. He'll be 34 next season. Veteran receiver, best receiver in the red zone statistically with the touchdowns that he had. He could be a number one receiver on a lot of teams, but at this point in his career, he's where he should be. A number two, complimenting a superstar, which Puka Nakua is.
yeah,
Um, what do you do with him?
you get that man his jersey back next season. If he
Okay.
wants a contract, if he wants an increase, I don't think he might be eligible for an increase, but
I don't think he's going to get an increase, but I think that'll really depend on the contract they ask him, and will he accept it? I mean, he's from Fresno, so he's home.
he's home.
Um, at this point in
Mm.
Devontae Adams' career, he's gotten the max contracts. He's made a boatload of money, and he's earned it. So now, is it about getting more money or is it about winning? Because he's gotten the money. He's been labeled the best receiver in the league. He's gotten the top tier contract. You know, what's it about now with you?
This is where now it's about the accolades. When the money can no longer be, if the money can absolutely no longer be increased, now it's about the accolades.
Yeah, because the
What?
motherfucker who gonna receive the money is Puka,
Yeah, and he
and
deserves
Puka
it.
won't no first round draft pick. Puka was a late round draft pick, and he's not even making $1 million a year. I don't think that motherfucker gonna get paid.
What?
Yeah, that motherfucker about to get the bag.
Yeah, no, he's definitely about to come up. Yeah, he's about to come up, and he deserves it. So I'm actually a little excited to see what his contract will look like going into the next season. But it's one of those things, especially if you're going to pay Puka, then yeah, no, why would I go pay Puka and then get rid of Matthew Stafford? Who am I gonna bring in?
That's the most
That will,
important question.
yeah, like I'm trying to wrap my head around who they would possibly bring in.
Because this ain't the quarterback draft class. This is not the quarterback draft class. I don't care how much we're going to be lied to over the next 3 months. This quarterback draft class ain't it. So what do you do if you're the Rams? You got Stetson Bennett. Do you try to develop him? You ain't. You know Jimmy Garoppolo, who's your backup, ain't your future. So do
Holy
you?
crap,
So
Jimmy's still in the league?
yep.
Mm.
Yeah. So what? So what do you do? Do you develop Stetson Bennett? Do you just try to? Hey, Matt, we were this close. I think, and he's probably going to win MVP. Which he shouldn't, but we were this close. You want to try to run it back one more year in a division that is the toughest right now in football because you ain't just worried about the Seahawks, you got to worry about the 49ers.
Yep.
And then you have to look at the other teams in the NFC that's going to be retooling, like the Detroit Lions, like the Philadelphia Eagles, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All like the Atlanta Falcons, like the Carolina Panthers, they're a factor. I believe much as I hate to say this, I believe the Dallas Cowboys, if they keep their offense intact, they'll be hell next season to deal with. So can you convince Matthew Stafford that, hey, we were this close? Let's try it again.
I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a. I don't think it's gonna be hard to convince him. I
The
don't think
re-
it's gonna be hard at all.
the reason why I would give a little pushback is because if he wins the MVP, which it all looks like he is, he will have accomplished everything that a quarterback can accomplish. Number one overall draft pick, Super Bowl champion, league MVP. You have nothing to prove.
If he's if he's got that dog in him, and I've always felt like Matt has had that dog on some level, especially playing in Detroit, he had that dog in him. It's not about accomplishing all I could have accomplished because we just said the league is a what have you done lately type of environment. And I think getting especially here's the thing, if they lose, it can't be by a lot. It's got to be by just like a hair. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be by like a single possession.
Well, that's what they did. They lost 31-27.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
I mean, you could be right. That's going to be an
You got,
interesting question.
yeah, you got to come back. You got to come back.
Yeah. The
But I
Pittsburgh
think also
Steelers.
from like a business standpoint, you don't want to drop Matt that quickly. Maybe they've already started a succession plan, and we just
I
don't
don't
know
think
about
they
it yet.
have.
But
Unless
if
they've
if
started developing Stetson Bennett, I don't think they have.
yeah, and even if you do, I haven't watched him play, so I don't know what he's got. But I'm pretty sure he's not Matt. Otherwise,
No.
he'd have been playing more. So
No, Stetson Bennett's a two-time national champion quarterback at Georgia, but those Georgia teams were loaded. Like the loaded. The last dominant team of the SEC. Because the SEC does not hold in the SEC is not the dominant conference in college football anymore. It's not. It is the Big Ten. They've won the last three national championship games, and not only that, the SEC hasn't even been in the national championship game since Georgia won their last one in 2022. Yeah, in 2022. Um, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is odd to me. The
mm,
Pittsburgh Steelers hired Mike McCarthy to be their head coach for a franchise who's only had three head coaches over the last over 50 years. Mike, 62-year-old Mike McCarthy. I don't get this.
it's a very odd choice. Very very odd choice.
And now it's the notion, well, should the Steelers and Mike McCarthy have a reunite with Aaron Rodgers? Are you kidding me? If I'm a Steeler fan and I'm hearing that, I'm liable to break my television.
Or set my little yellow rag on fire because no, because that don't make no type of sense.
Hey man, you on point today. You bringing them zingers today. First it was the carburetor. I don't sound like that now. But now it's to set your little yellow rag on fire.
Set your
Okay.
little set your little yellow rag on fire, man. That's it. I think even for me, it was a pretty shocking announcement. I don't think that's what they're trying to. I would really hate it if they were trying to bring back some unnecessary nostalgia for a washed-up quarterback and a decent coach. But yeah, no, it's because I think Aaron only had a 2-year contract with them.
No, it was one.
It was just one.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's not worth. It's not worth it. It's not worth
I
it.
don't know why they don't just bring in Malik Willis. And because again, this ain't the draft for the quarterbacks, but Malik Willis is just 26 years old. He's proven over the last couple of years, being the backup for Jordan Love, that he indeed can play. Um, he was better than Kenny. He's better than Kenny Pickett. because that was the quarterback who was drafted ahead of him in the 2022 draft, the last draft, if I'm not mistaken. That a quarterback was not drafted first overall. Well, Malik Willis has come out, and it's either 2022 or 2023. Um, but
Real quick,
no, 2022. Hmm?
What's Burrow's situation?
What do you mean? He on a contract, big contract,
Oh, he's still in the contract with them.
big contract. One of the highest paid quarterbacks.
Yeah, but then when he talking about wanting to leave, he been talking about
No,
wanting to leave.
he was just like, I'm not enjoying playing football, and that's where I put my executive hat on when he said that, because I'm like, wait a minute, nigga. And Joe Burrow is my favorite player in football. Wait a minute, nigga. You came out on national television a year ago and said Jamar Chase need to be paid, T. Higgins need to be paid, Trey Hendrickson need to be paid, and we paid all three of them. We did what you wanted. You
Hmm.
can't stay healthy, and now you're not having fun. I don't give a fuck because we did everything you asked. And if you, we did everything you asked, my nigga. We paid your boys. You said pay Trey Hendrickson. You didn't say shit about the rest of the defense. That clearly needs work. We listen to you, my nigga. And the Bengals are historically a cheap franchise. They don't like to hire, fire, and rehire quarterbacks for the opposite reason of the Steelers. They're just cheap.
Because I say all this. I'm trying because a brand new quarterback for the Steelers is maybe you know what maybe the team does need a little bit of downtime to figure out where they're going.
Are you talking about Joe
And
Burrow possibly to the Steelers?
hmm
You done lost your goddamn mind.
slow down for a second. Think about it.
How? How?
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize he was still under a big contract.
Yeah.
He's still, yeah, but if he wasn't Joe Burrow, it makes sense. It's a simple choice.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Because Joe Burrow's an Ohio kid, it would make more sense if he went to Cleveland.
For what? For his career to die? Why?
But
For
but
what?
but that's what everybody said when he was drafted by Cincinnati. And what did he do for that franchise?
I mean, I didn't feel that way about it. To me, he was gonna be sitting behind a phenomenal quarterback. So, but well, that didn't work out. But yeah, he's already in the same division. He's pretty familiar with the bigger players. He he's had the Steelers number.
What?
So,
You
what do you
said he's
mean?
had the
What?
Steelers number.
Hmm.
No, he hasn't. May have had the
Let's go ahead.
Ravens number.
Let's go ahead and pull up Gemini right now.
Oh,
Let's
here
see.
you go. Oh boy, yeah. Pull up Gemini real quick. Come on. Pull up Gemini real quick. I love this. You're wrong, Brandon. I'm gonna fucking prove it to you. Prove it to me. Oh, my Denver Broncos. Sean Payton, you son of a bitch. Why didn't you take the punts? Die. What's Gemini Man telling you?
My bad. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Say that again.
I said, what did Gemini Man tell you?
I keep cutting the mic out.
You know what? I could tell you. God damn it. I ain't got to wait.
Nah, well, never mind. Maybe not so much.
Oh, what you see?
It says he's 1-1 over the last 3 years. His all-time record against the Steelers is 4-3 before the injury
Yeah.
plague stretched out.
Right.
He's still 4-3 against them.
There is one team that is thinking about that a possible trade would that if there was a trade to go down, there's one team that's in the mix that would be mentioned, and it ain't the Steelers.
Lever.
It's the Minnesota Vikings.
I mean,
whoa now. Wait a minute now. You're in a dome and you got Justin Jefferson.
I
don't know about Jordan Addison because this nigga keep getting arrested. I don't know what his situation is.
But why would I leave a Jamar Chase
for Justin Jefferson? Why not? But same caliber. And he was your college teammate as well. Remember, that 2019 LSU team, the starting wide receivers were Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Okay, but I'm already working with Jamar Chase.
I can dig it. I don't think Cincinnati ain't going to trade him.
That's what I'm saying. No.
But if I was Joe Burrow and I wanted to be traded, hell yeah. I go from one college teammate receiver to another. But he has the better receiving core, not just because of Jamar Chase, but because of T. Higgins, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw some about the theory on that one, but I don't know. That's not good enough.
Cincinnati ain't trading that nigga.
No,
they'll fire the coach first, and they cheat. They don't like to fire coaches. But I think in Cincinnati in 2026, every coach in the AFC North got fired except for Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. Every.
Now, did Mike get fired or did he step down? Come on now.
Well, okay, you're right. Let me correct myself. Yes,
I'm joking, bro. I think he stepped down because they was about to fire him.
I don't know. No. You're talking about a franchise that does not do that. No, I really believe he stepped down. The Steelers have had 3 coaches. I want to say the Steelers have had 3 coaches maybe in the history of their franchise.
Yeah, I think that was
they don't do that. They don't do that. And while Mike Tomlin was there for 19 years, he's still young enough where he could have been the lead man for a rebuild. Mike Tomlin is in his early 50s. People don't realize how young he was when he got the Steelers job.
Oh yeah, which is what made his rise as a coach so incredible. He's literally coaching people right around the same age as he is, making multi-millions of dollars. So it was absolutely incredible. But to say the Steelers don't do that after they just picked up what's his face is like franchises have to evolve. And I think
that's why I'm so shocked by them getting Mike McCarthy, because I'm like, wait a minute, this goes against everything that y'all have done for over half a century. This is not. I'm stunned that they hired Mike McCarthy. What are you, Mike McCarthy's 62? What do you want him to coach till he's 80?
Because I'm thinking they're watching the trend now, and they're like, okay, why keep the same coach for decades and decades and decades?
But why would you hire an old guy? I'm not surprised by the New York Giants. The New York Giants have been irrelevant for the better part of 15 years. So since they won the Super Bowl in 2011. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, while they haven't won championships, they've consistently been a playoff team. But Mike McCarthy, he's an offensive guy. You know, the Steelers culture has always been smash mouth, hard nosed defense. Mike McCarthy?
Here's the thing, because
I'm not saying he's a bad coach.
No, he's a good coach, right? Like he's a good coach. I don't think that's the issue. But for longtime football fans like us, we're used to certain cultures within certain teams. And if that culture has not been winning, right? Because winning is not going to the playoffs and having a great record. That's good. That's great. That'll get you some endorsements. That'll get you some folks sponsoring your stadiums. But you want championships. The unfortunate truth, and it was something I was seeing Cam talk about too. Was it Cam? It was who was it? Stop.
What, today?
No. It was somebody who was talking about the fact that a lot of these other coaches have disciples, and Mike just doesn't. There's nobody that could easily be plucked up and be like, all right, cool, you worked under Mike for even the past like 6 years, or you worked with him for a certain amount. So we know your philosophy. You can come in, you can
Mm-hmm.
be plugged in. There is no one. And so
Mm-mm.
they're realizing we have to change, at least from my perspective, from what I'm seeing here, they're realizing we have to adjust the way our culture sits if we're going to actually win, not just be good. Because there are a lot of good teams in the NFL. There are a lot of good teams in the NFL. Only one team wins. Each season, only one team wins. And very few teams consistently win. What are you doing? Don't stand up there. Don't do that. What's up with
It's
this?
not that Mike McCarthy's resume doesn't, to me, make him qualified to be a head coach. No, he is. It's the age and just the way the Pittsburgh Steelers have operated since our grandparents were young.
Bill
That's
Belichick retired in his 70s.
but Belichick. Well, he first of all he's New England. Second of all, they came across something that you may not ever come across again when you absolutely struck gold by hook or by crook, and they were some cheating motherfuckers. But they came across something by hook or by crook that lasted 20 years. And that's different because what Belichick, when he got the Patriots job, Belichick was in his early 50s. He was around Mike Tomlin's age, maybe a couple of years younger. And he struck gold with what he was able to
Mm-mm.
accomplish in 20 years. That ain't finna be Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh.
We, we don't know. We don't know
Oh,
what
no.
offensive
I
style he's
do
going to be
know.
coming.
That ain't finna be. I'm not saying that the Steelers won't be a formidable team. That ain't fitting to be Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh.
We gonna
That
see,
ain't
man.
finna. What?
We gonna see, man. Listen, even with Hasley Halsley that we just picked up, skepticism is my natural thought process. But I gotta walk it back a little bit. I gotta be like, all right, cool. This is new, right? They haven't been here before. Let's see what they end up doing. That's why we have preseason. That's why we have training camp.
Preseason?
That's why we have training camp. So we get a look at what the coaches are doing. What?
All right, I give you the training camp part. But do you know what NFL preseason is now? It's not
Yeah,
what it
it's just
was 12, 13 years ago
no.
when
I'm right there with you, but it's like the reason I still watch it is because how your backups perform. Because let's be real, people are going to get injured. So how your backups perform, how your second and third string operates, also lets. And if you're able to make them look good, it lets me know you're a decent coach and you know how to pull your people around. That's why I still watch preseason, even though yes, it is just a chance for the starters to hang out and nobody's really playing. It's one of those where it's like, all right, cool. Let's see what the coaches are doing. Let's see what the culture is really about, and let's see who's going to be backing up such, especially for me when it comes to the offensive linemen, who's backing up our front line.
bro, I watched preseason because I hadn't gone 6 months without having NFL football on my goddamn TV. I don't give a fuck who's in there during preseason. I'm just seeing uniforms that I'm used to, and it gives me comfort in my life. And I know that the post game show is about to start another season. That's the reason why I watch motherfucking preseason because they have bitched up preseason, and that's Sean McVay's fault. God damn it!
I don't know what Sean did to you, but
No, Sean McVay is the one who stopped playing starters during any preseason, and you know NFL is a copycat league. So when he went to a Super Bowl and then won a Super Bowl, it's a copycat league. Starters would play because for one, it used to be 4 preseason games. Now it's 3. Starters would play in the first 3, play a whole half in the third one, and then sit the last one out. Just as a dress rehearsal. And
hmm
they, it's almost like the poison that Greg Popovich, the great Greg Popovich, unleashed on the NBA with load management. When it works for one coach, it's a copycat league, and every coach thinks it can work for them. But that's terrible. And then you wonder why players get hurt so much early in the season because they're not properly prepared.
Even
Being
better
in
reason
training
why.
and OTAs and all of that shit is fine, but you get in shape to play football by playing football
100%.
against opposition.
They don't want to do that no more.
Come on now. Since my voice done got back together a little bit, come on now. I'm starting to cook.
I
Come
know,
on
and
now.
then I gotta go feed this one. It's 8:30.
No, I can dig it. I'm about to make me some dinner. I got up. I'm not gonna say I didn't get up this morning. Well, yeah, I got up around noon. Like I said, the reason why I didn't do the post game show yesterday is because, like I said, I had real life shit going on and nothing bad. Again, it was my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday again to London. Happy birthday to my niece Jackson, Sean's daughter. Her birthday is today. So
wow. All the babies getting big.
Yeah, so yeah, I had I had real life stuff going on, and as much as I want to talk about that on the podcast, it's probably not the time to talk about stuff like that. Now, but again, nothing bad, just conversations that needed to be had, love that needed to be shared, and I'm just grateful. Some things. I just this is. I'm grateful and blessed. Blessed to have a job where I ain't got to go to work the next couple of days and still get paid with it. Yeah, even though the snow weather a little fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But no complaints, just blessings on blessings on blessings, and the way I'm moving, the way I've been moving, particularly since this new career path with Michael County and continuing a career path with Skip, with just grateful and understanding why I move the way I move, but still have all the love in my heart to give. But I don't have an ice box where my heart used to be, but I got a barbed wire gate up.
Don't never let them break you, man.
No, nobody's gonna break me. Absolutely not. Look. Let me put it this way. Because I'm gonna call you when we get off of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going. It's not gonna break me. But let me put it this way, and I believe I know that you would agree totally. If you're not contributing to my life, you're not adding positivity and growth to my life, I got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Whether I love you, whether I still have nothing but love for you. I don't care what your title is. But if you're not elevating, then I got to keep it moving. No disrespect, but I have other goals that I'm trying to accomplish.
Agree 100%.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about any said individual. I'm talking about that in general.
Facts.
When I did my Zoom meeting, and I know we're about to wrap it up. When I did my Zoom meeting for the before I got on here, I did the Zoom meeting going over the script because again, I'm doing the skit, acting. Y'all know that's who I am. Anybody who knows me, man, them church people know how to get you. Because the producer, the director of the skit, we're talking, because we hadn't really talked for real in the last year and some change. And I'm giving my testimony. I'm not gonna lie, it's a testimony that I'm grateful to God for, the heavenly Father. Because some of you people who be thanking God, I don't know which God y'all thinking. But I'm giving my testimony and also just stating my feelings about what we talked about. And man, she said a prayer that I didn't tell you this one was on the phone earlier. She said a prayer that man had my eyes leaking.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
That's how you know the Holy Spirit talking to you.
Now I want everybody to win, my boy. I want everybody to win. And one of the best things about the way everything has been going is that everything I'm doing, I am enjoying so much. I'm having a ball. Even with the jobs, I'm having a ball. That's why when people be asking me, you don't want to get paid for your podcast? Yeah, I do, but it's not a high priority because I enjoy it first. We told Aaron, we've had this talk.
We have.
So anyway, I'm gonna hit you up when I get off of here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. There is, man. There, there's something that that, bruh. And what I'm gonna tell you is on some fuck shit.
All right. Hit me
I
up.
couldn't believe it, but I could believe it. And I'll leave it at that. Because we about to have that conversation. So, all right, my boy, I'm gonna hit you up in a couple.
All right, man. Love you.
All right, love you too, man. All right. Oh my goodness. I normally do the post-game show on Sunday. Today is Monday, and then I've come back during the football season doing the show on Tuesday. And you know what I'm going to do? I will do another show tomorrow. We will do back-to-back shows. Next show will be Sports Plus Life, not the post-game show, but there's a lot of things that we need to talk about, especially with this. Once ice strikes again. Ice strikes again. Ain't this a bitch? Ice strikes again. We need to talk about that. And faith. Lord have mercy. In these days, in these divided states of America, we have got to exercise a level of faith, not retaliation. Even though in my rap song, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start tomorrow's show with playing my rap song that I made after George Floyd, because it can get you infuriating. But faith, we have to operate from a level of faith and understand that this is an attack that we're under, but we can't move the way that the enemy wants us to move. And when I say enemy, I'm not talking about a human being. We can't move the way that the enemy wants us to move, because then they win. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? What I'm saying? Okay? Faith. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? It's your boy, Brandon Bravon Towns. I'm out this bit. Peace. Love you. I'm about to fry me some chicken, niggas. See y'all tomorrow.